All right, I decided I was going to do something. I was going to share a word with y'all that it's very private, very powerful. I don't do this very often, so you can take it how you want to. It's not going to make any difference to me. I promise you, you up and down is not going to change what I'm doing. That great Holy Ghost is helping me. Serious. Yesterday evening, I was standing in the Oval Room at the White House praying. Isn't that nice? And there's lots of people here that made that possible. Thank you. Sure, thank you. That was nice. That was a pretty good stroll. And then today we was in a couple good places too. We stood on the floor of the house and prayed in tongues. That's another good thing. Now there's 4 things I want to share. They don't go together, so you match it up. You want pretty, you want cute. This is not the night for it. I'm going to tell you why. All right, I will tell you why. Now, they all are scriptural, but you got to sort it out for yourself. I'm not interested in you being admiring of me and my ability to put things together. God does that stuff. Here's what I am, though. There's something really serious happening in our work. We're experiencing, I don't know the right terminology for it, but it's a great increase in souls. Y'all call it revival, but that's not, I don't personally agree with that term because they've never been revived. They've never been evangelized, and they had none of them backslid, so it's not a revival. Okay? So it's all brand new stuff. All right? And we're overrunning demons and hordes of hell. And we're doing it at such a fast pace, you can't get them all. It's not one of these thorough jobs where you're going in with gas or something that'll take everything out. It's one of these jobs where you go in, you take everything over, then you clean up after a while. All right? That's what it is. And we're experiencing this growth, and it's nice. And I'm really enjoying it. But one of the stories of a crop-up squad of demons that took us on, we went in. This place is so vast, it's so rugged. From you go down one valley, from one side of the valley. It takes about 5 or 6 hours to get down, and then an hour or so to cross, and then the same story going back up the side. So it's an all-day affair. All right, and so you go over a couple of these humps, and there isn't any gospel there. There ain't anybody preaching the gospel. We're it. And there's only we're scattered so thin, there's just one occasionally. I'm talking about a preacher. And so we're out there, and we got these people born again just everywhere. So now what we got to do, we got to go in there, and we got to form all these churches and groups. We got to stabilize everything. We've got to make it safe for the gospel. Do you understand? You understand that terminology? It's doubtful you do, because you think everything's safe in your world, and nothing is. But anyway, so all right. So these people are born again, and I got these young pastors, and they're doing these 12-hour and 2-day hikes to get there. That's one way, just to get there. And boy, and they're doing a good job, and they're good guys. I was just up there with them a few weeks ago. I was on a horse, and they was walking. That's good for me. And so we spent the night out there in these villages and all that. And one of the things we ran across, there were several things, but one of them was we had this conference, all right? And these people came from the big mountains. They had never left, listen to this, they never left their village. They know nothing of the outside world. There's no radio, no TV. There's no communication whatsoever. So the only thing they know about is traveling people that come through selling wares. There'll be a village where it's a central location, and lots of different villages will come into that place. And so these traveling people come in and sell them wares. That's the only communication they got with outside. All right? So then we go in with the gospel. And it's just upsetting all the apple carts out there. And taking all the devil's little toys away from them is fun. And so we had this big conference, and there was probably, 1,500 or so of our Indians had come in from probably 60 or 70 churches. And we're having a good time. I mean, man, we're just, because we don't have time limits. We don't have schedules. We have, when we throw a conference, it starts and it finishes when everybody's tired and you can't do it anymore. It don't have an agenda. There's no offering. What they do with the offering, they put a table up there, and I have them put these buckets on the table, and anytime you want to, you just walk up and throw your money in the bucket. If you want to, you do that. If you don't have any, you take some out. It don't matter. And serious. I'm serious. These people, they're amazing how I trust them. And their previous life, they were murderers and thieves and drug growers and every kind of other thing out there. I mean, they're serious people. They're terrorists, what y'all call terrorists. What I found them to be so far is people that need something to eat and they don't have nowhere to grow no crops, so they grow it on somebody else's land, and they get called invaders. So, I mean, you decide. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to preach Jesus to them. Now watch. The Holy Ghost fell in such a way, I would rank it in the top 5 services I've been in my life, where power was to heal. We had a man sitting there that was full stroke. He couldn't walk, talk, nothing. He was just there trimming. He was in tremors because of the stroke, and he was tied into the chair. And during this time, he got healed, completely healed. Completely healed. I'm talking about healed enough to walk 3 or 4 hours and preach a service the next day. That kind of healed. All right, so this power is moving. I got so out of your mind and into Christ's mind that I was up on the table dancing, and when I fell off the table, the elders caught me. You know, and I didn't know what was going on, so they was dragging me around. Actually, it was about 6 or 8 of these men carried me, and we was praying. They wanted me to touch all these people, right? So I get to the back, and I'm kind of, the word is sobering up. I don't know. There ought to be another word, because that goes along with the demon stuff too, you know. But I was coming back to my senses a little bit, and I was standing up some. I was still back and forth. And I noticed these people wasn't seeking God. Now, you cannot believe how aggressive I am. Now, here with you, I keep myself corralled in this pen he's got made up here. And I let you do what you do, because this is your house. And so I kind of leave it alone. But in my house, I don't leave it alone.